Picture this: a year where your wallet stays full and your life becomes richer. That's the possibility of your very own no-buy year. This is when you hit the pause button on buying things that you don't really need. For a whole year, you spend money only on essentials like food, rent, and bills, but skip on optional extras like new clothes, gadgets, or fancy dinners out. It can give you a huge boost to your savings. It's also a great way to rewire your brain to move away from the habit of buying stuff just for the thrill of it. In this video, we'll walk you through a 10-point plan for mastering this life-changing challenge. So get ready to transform both your wallet and your mindset. Number 1. Assess your inventory. Firstly, let's talk about figuring out your own personal inventory. This may sound like what a company would do, but there's no reason you shouldn't have one as well. It's merely the process of taking stock of what you already have. And in many cases, this can play a strong psychological role in sticking to a no-buy mindset. When you see the abundance of items you own, the urge to buy more diminishes. Begin by categorizing your items: clothes, books, gadgets, you name it. This not only gives you a clear picture of your possessions, but also unearths things you might have forgotten. You may even find things that were bought in the past, but never used. The goal here is to realize that often, what we need, we already have. It's a powerful step towards breaking the cycle of constant buying, and a cornerstone strategy for a successful no-buy year. Number 2. Set clear rules. Next is getting the rulebook done and dusted. This is your guidebook for the no-buy year, because without clear rules, it's likely to be a stop-start type of journey. These rules are like personal guidelines that define what's essential and what's not. Essentials might include groceries, rent, and basic toiletries. Non-essentials would be nice-to-haves like your morning handcrafted latte, the year's latest smartphone, or another pair of shoes. The key here is clarity. Write down your rules and stick them on your fridge, or even make them your phone wallpaper. This works because it creates boundaries and helps in making conscious choices. Every time you're tempted to buy something, refer to your rules. It's a simple yet effective reminder of your commitment to the no-buy year. The clearer your rules, the better your chances of a smooth journey. Number 3. Update your budget. Crafting a meticulous budget is the other critical piece of the puzzle. It's been said many times, but it bears repeating. A budget isn't just about tracking dollars and cents, it's about understanding your financial landscape. By setting clear boundaries on your spending, you're less likely to veer off into making unnecessary purchases. To start, first categorize your expenses. Since you're planning for a no-buy year, your budget will pretty much consist of only must-haves like rent, utilities, and groceries, since these are your non-negotiables. Then, allocate a realistic amount to each category. Remember, being too strict can backfire, so leave a little wiggle room for unexpected essentials. Use budgeting apps or a simple spreadsheet to track your spending. This visibility is key. When you see where your money goes, you can steer it in the right direction. And here's a tip: review your budget regularly. Life changes, and so should your budget. Number 4. Create an emergency fund. An emergency fund is your financial safety net during a no-buy year. It's your very own personal insurance policy against life's unpredictable moments. Without it, a sudden expense can derail your entire no-buy journey, forcing you to spend on what you've been avoiding. It's okay if you don't already have one. You can always build it up during the course of your no-buy year. And setting one up is simpler than you might think. Start by determining how much you need. Typically, 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses is recommended. Then, begin saving gradually. Even small contributions can add up over time. The key is consistency. A really key step is to automate your savings. It's the autopilot way to build up your savings buffer. And it's vital to remember that this fund is for emergencies only, not for that tempting sale or a spontaneous weekend getaway. By having this financial cushion, you can navigate through unexpected expenses without breaking your no-buy commitment. Number 5. Plan your meals and cook at home. If you're a regular viewer on our channel, you've seen us emphasize cooking at home many times to save money and reduce your spending. And this practice is similarly crucial to making your no-buy year a success. Food is a basic necessity, but how we approach it can make a huge difference in our spending. The USDA reports that the average American household spends between 8 to 30% of their income on food, with more than half of that either eating out or getting takeaways. So by planning your meals and cooking at home, you're taking control of both your wallet and your diet. Begin with a weekly meal plan. Look at what you already have in your pantry and build your meals around these items. Make a grocery list for only the essentials needed to complete your meals. This approach minimizes waste, reduces the temptation to eat out, and helps you stick to your no-buy goals. Number 6. Use what you have. This next strategy is all about rediscovering and repurposing. This might sound straightforward, but it can have a big impact. The idea here is to resist the urge to buy new items and instead make the most of what's already in your possession. And most of us have more than we realize. By digging through our closets, drawers, and shelves, we often find forgotten treasures that can fulfill our current needs. If you've already completed the first strategy we talked about at the start of this video, then you already have an inventory of all your stuff. It then becomes that much easier to just make the most of them instead of buying new. This approach not only saves money, but also reduces waste, aligning perfectly with the sustainable ethos of a no-buy year. The objective isn't to deprive yourself here, it's more about not wasting what you already have. Number 7. Embrace DIY projects. DIY is where your creativity can really shine. Instead of heading out to buy a new item, why not fix or upgrade something you already own? This strategy is a win-win. It saves you money and extends the life of your belongings, which is great for the environment too. But how do you get into DIY? If you're a beginner, start small. It could be as simple as learning how to sew a button back on a shirt, repainting an old piece of furniture, or even upcycling jars into planters. The internet is a treasure trove of DIY tutorials for every skill level. Engaging in DIY projects not only curbs the need to buy, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment. There's a special kind of joy in creating something with your own hands. Plus, it's a fantastic way to personalize your space and items, making them truly unique to you. Number 8. Avoid shopping triggers. Shopping triggers are situations or environments that create the urge to buy. This could be anything from walking through a mall to browsing online shopping sites during your free time. Identifying and avoiding these triggers is key to not falling into the temptation of buying non-essentials. This is simple, but effective as it's based on the principle of out of sight, out of mind. A study in the Journal of Consumer Research found that physical and environmental cues significantly influence our spending behavior. By avoiding these triggers, you're less likely to feel the urge to shop. Start by identifying your personal shopping triggers. Do you shop when you're bored, stressed, or visiting certain places? Once you know your triggers, actively avoid them. If online shopping is your weakness, block or limit access to these sites. If it's physical stores, find alternative routes that don't take you past them. The less you're exposed to temptation, the easier it is to resist. Number 9. Track progress. Keeping track of your journey is not just about marking days off a calendar. It's about understanding your habits, challenges, and victories. Tracking your progress helps you stay committed and provides tangible proof of your achievements. If you can't see how you've progressed or how you're currently doing, it can lead to a sense of helplessness or a lack of empowerment. Begin by journaling daily or weekly. Write about the temptations you faced, how you overcame them, and the feelings associated with not purchasing. Did you feel anxious walking past your favorite store? How did it feel to use something you already owned instead of buying new? This reflective practice not only reinforces your commitment, but also brings to light the emotional aspect of spending. Ultimately, a no-buy year isn't just about the money saved, it's about the journey towards a more mindful lifestyle. As you document your experiences, you'll likely notice patterns and triggers, helping you develop strategies to overcome them. This self-awareness is a powerful tool in making your no-buy year a success, and every year after that too. Number 10. Seek support. Embarking on a no-buy year can feel like a solitary journey, but it doesn't have to be. Seeking support from others can be so effective in keeping you on the wagon. Having a support system gives you that encouragement, accountability, and even shared experiences. It's about sharing in a community where you can exchange ideas, celebrate successes, and find comfort during challenging times. You can start by connecting with online communities. There are numerous forums and social media groups dedicated to minimalism, frugal living, and no-buy challenges. Share your goals, ask for advice, and engage with others on a similar path. Don't underestimate the power of local support either. Maybe a friend or family member is interested in joining you on this journey. Having someone to discuss challenges and strategies with can make a significant difference. Plus, it's always more fun when you're not doing it alone. And always remind yourself that seeking support isn't a sign of weakness. It's a strategy for resilience and success. We mentioned earlier how important it is to get your budget in tip-top shape for a no-buy year, and you may be guilty of a couple of persistent budgeting mistakes that you may not be aware of. So check out this video next where we highlight the most common budget issues and, more importantly, how to fix them.